Throughout the Cold War, as well as today, all nuclear states have used their nuclear arsenals not just to deter attacks on their own cities, but also to try to deter other threats to their forces and allies. How do you credibly threaten to use nuclear weapons when your adversary also has them and you have not been attacked? Many states have relied upon making a threat, drawing a so-called red line as a mechanism for deterrence. However, if a threat is issued, it must be backed up if future threats are to be considered credible. To do this, many believe it is essential to follow through, even on low-level red line threats, to show determination and resolve. In addition, states have often used threats that leave something to chance. What does this mean? Often in crises, states act like drivers filled with road rage, speeding head-on toward one another, each daring the other to swerve away first. Of course, neither side wants to give up. It's a test of wills. Then one of them throws their steering wheel out the window, demonstrating resolve and hoping the other will back down. But by leaving something to chance, that first driver, the one who tossed out the steering wheel, is also taking a huge risk. What happens if the second driver, still steering, just keeps going? Then what? What if the other driver also tosses out his steering wheel? During the 1948-1949 Berlin crisis, the Soviet Union wanted to stop American planes from airlifting equipment and food into that divided German city. So they sent up their own aircraft to fly dangerously close to the American planes. They were risking a mid-air crash to dissuade the Americans, but also risking their own planes. In other words, taking a risk that leaves something to chance. When you put nuclear weapons on a battlefield, you're threatening the other side. And even if your leader doesn't want to use those weapons, because they're on the battlefield and under the control of local commanders, they might be used anyway. So you increase the credibility of deterrence by making a nuclear threat that leaves something to chance. But the problem is, you're indeed leaving something to chance, and therefore there is always a risk that disaster could occur.